All right. So now what we're going to do next is we are going to start to talk about something very important when you're writing a story. And that is we're going to talk about moments. And so now that you've got this special place that you've created here, you've got kind of this world you've got some rules in it, and you've got this special location behind it. We're going to brainstorm 3 special moments that are going to happen in this world. Now, this could be for the story or some other time, but we're going to do 3 of them today. And what I want you to be thinking about before you start is I want you to think about
fishy.
I told you to think about fishy. I want you to think about a song in your head. So we're going to be thinking about the soundtrack that's going to be playing for this special moment. So I want you to think of kind of a moment of like funny, peppy, something funny or funky happens. I want you to think of the song that's playing in your head. Like kind of what could that be? It could be kind of like jazzy or peppy or kind of like, whatever it is. What's your thing? So can you hum a song that's kind of peppy that you got going in your head? It could be from another movie. You got something, Quinn? Funny moment.
When she accidentally spills the coconut water on her head.
All right, so you got kind of like how would the song go? So kind of hum it for me, like da 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 da. See, there you go. All right, so everyone's got their kind of like song in the background. That's what we're going to start with because we're going to think about a special moment where something fun or funny or hilarious happens. And so here's the first one. We're going to come up with a hilarious and crazy moment that happens in this place. So start with your theme song, and I want you to figure out when this happens. I want you to figure out a date and a location, and it could be in the special place you brained or somewhere else. So Quinn, I want you to start here. Is your kind of hilarious moment going to happen in the cove, or is it going to happen somewhere else in this island? Where's the place this hilarious thing is going to happen?
In the cove.
It's going to happen in the cove. All right. And when is this? Is this kind of happening like, a long time ago? Is it going to be happening now? Like, when do you think it happens?
It happens when she's supposed to be drinking it. She accidentally spills it on her head.
All right, guys, there we go. So their character in this one, she's in this cove and she spills coconut stuff on her head. That's a good one right there. What about you, Ethan? Tell me something about this. Where is this hilarious place thing going to happen in your funny world here?
So I'm going to focus on the hero now for the funny part. I think a funny part would be if the wizard was like lost and like in like a forest, and then all of a sudden like he's like talking to himself, and then everyone else like starts to chime in, and he's like, "What's going on?" Like he's just like so confused, and then it's like all of the lizards, because remember the lizards are like his friends. Mm-hmm. All the lizards are like laughing at him for being so silly and not understanding. So I think that would be a funny like,
I like
introduction.
So that's kind of, you can hear the music, like you're just gonna, all these people are talking around him. You can sort of see that visual behind it.
Yeah, I can hear that.
You can't hear that? You can hear it? So what's the funny thing that happens in your world, Quinn? Give us some more details about when she spills the coconut. So this is supposed to be the special ceremony. She now spills it on her head, is kind of what you're telling me?
Yeah.
So what happens? Like, what's sort of the funny things that happen as a result of it? Do people get mad? Do they like freak out? Is there like a big problem that happens? Like, what happens once this funny moment happens?
What?
So it's called. So we're gonna figure out when this funny thing happens. What happens as a result of that? We call it a beat. In the writing world, you want to talk about beats.
Something bad or something good?
It can be whatever. So, but just something happens next. So what is that? Something good or bad happens next?
It's like a cause and effect, right? Like,
yeah.
What's the effect?
We call it a story beat in the world of writing. So this is a beat. This beat causes momentum forward. So this happens and then or therefore kind of thing, or but.
When she accidentally spills it on, it gives her a weird power.
Cool. Perfect.
That nobody else has.
So that's a great one. So that's a good example of like this, and then therefore she gets this weird power. So this funny thing happens, it gets this weird power. And that's what's called a story beat. A beat is actually about how you advance things forward. So for you, Ethan, tell me this sort of thing here. You've got this kind of funny scene and he's hearing these voices, and then what happens, right?
I think then his best friend, Lizzie, sticks up for him to say like, let's not be mean to the wizard anymore. And so that's how they become best friends, is the, laugh track of all the lizards laughing like, haha, this wizard's so confused. But then Lizzie's the only one that sticks up for the lizard, feels bad for him. So then they
Perfect.
have like a stronger relationship.
So
Daddy, look at that one.
I like Drench is the main leader in Fruit Punch. I like it. It's good. It's good. So those are these good things because these kind of funny, awkward moments are where things happen. So you think about like, you know, in Encanto, right? You have these funny moments where like, you know, something's happened. Those are like where things are really good to happen. So something funny happens and then happens. And that's, again, when you talk about this, it's called a story beat. And beats are these ways that you have something called therefore or but. So you should say something happened and therefore or but or whatever it is. So get pushed in the pool is a great one, right? So that's the funny moment. And then, or therefore, kind of what happens next. So we've got this cool power that happens as a result of this kind of funny moment where coconut water falls on Quinn's character's head. Those are great ones. We got all kinds of good ones here. I like it.
I like the ones where they get smacked on their face.
Quinn likes people getting injured. That's a good one for sure.
Okay.
So those are good ones. We like these ones. Anyone getting drenched or you punched in the face? Those are all good ones. So good.
Punched in the face.
Everyone seems to get injured. So that's the first moment. When I think of a moment like that, and again, we call this kind of the comedy beat. So something happens and then it sort of prompts something else. And that's what, again, you got these pieces there are really good, you know, kind of like sort of momentum pieces. So you imagine this preppy music, something funny happens, but then after that thing, again, something happens as a result of it, which is great.